It's lovely to have you read with me. Let's look at some words found in the story first. Invisible. Invisible. Invisible means cannot be seen with the eyes. Whines. Whines. It means to make a long, high, sad sound. Glance. Glance. To give a quick, short look. Cafeteria. Cafeteria. A place where meals are prepared and served. Water slide. Water slide. Intergalactic battles. It means wars between galaxies, and galaxies are large groups of stars and other matter. Bulgogi. Bulgogi. Korean barbecued meat. Chopsticks. Chopsticks. Chopsticks is a pair of narrow sticks that are used for eating. Tetherball. Tetherball. Scurry. Scurry. To move quickly with small, short steps. Let's now read the story, The Invisible Boy. Can you see Brian, the invisible boy? Even Mrs. Cullity has trouble noticing him in her classroom. She's too busy dealing with Nathan and Sophie. Nathan has problems with what Mrs. Cullity calls volume control. He uses his outside voice inside too much. Sophie whines and complains when she doesn't get her way. Nathan and Sophie take up a lot of space. Brian doesn't. When the bell rings for recess, Michael and JT take turns choosing kids for their kickball teams. The best players get picked first. Then, the best friends of the best players. Then, the friends of the best friends. Only Brian is left, still waiting and hoping. JT glances in Brian's direction and just as quickly looks away. We have got enough players for each team, he tells the others. Let's play. In the cafeteria, Madison and her friends talk about her birthday party. The rope swing over the pool was awesome, says JT. Yeah, so was the water slide, adds Fiona. I'm so glad you guys had fun, says Madison. Everybody did, except Brian. He wasn't invited. During rest time, while the other kids play board games and read, Brian sits at his table, doing what he loves to do best, drawing. He draws fire-breathing dragons, scaling tall buildings, space aliens locked in intergalactic battles, greedy pirates digging for treasure, and superheroes with the power to make friends wherever they go. On Monday morning, Mrs. Cullity introduces Justin, a new student, to the class. Brian smiles shyly at him. Some of the other kids sneak looks at Justin, trying to figure out if he's cool enough to be their friend. They haven't quite made up their minds yet. At lunch, Madison and JT watch Justin eat with chopsticks. "What's that?" asks Madison as she points at Justin's food. "Bulgogi. It's Korean barbecued meat. My grandma made it for me. It's really good. Do you want to try some?" said Justin. "There's no way I would eat bulgogi," the kids laugh. All of them. That is, except Brian. He sits wondering which is worse, being laughed at or feeling invisible. The next day, when Justin goes to his cubby to put away his backpack, he notices a piece of paper with his name on it. "Justin, I thought the bulgogi looked good." Brian. At morning recess, Brian finds a piece of chalk on the ground and starts drawing away. Justin went to him. "Thanks for the note," said Justin. "Hey, Justin!" Emilio calls out from the tetherball court. "You are up next." "Sorry, I got to go," says Justin. "By the way, that's a really cool drawing," he adds before taking off. Back in class, Mrs. Cullity asks the kids to team up in twos or threes for a special project. The kids scurry around the room to pair off. Brian heads toward Justin. "I'm already with Justin," says Emilio. "Find someone else." Brian looks at the floor, wishing he could draw a hole right there to swallow him up. Mrs. Cullity said we can have up to 3 people in our group. We are only 2. Let Brian work with us, says Justin. Mrs. Cullity gives the class directions for the project. Your assignment is to work together to write a story about what you see in that photograph. Use your imagination and have fun. Wow, cool, says Emilio. What kind of people do you think would live in houses like that? I don't know, but I bet Brian could draw them to go with our story, says Justin. Brian smiles as he takes out his lucky pen. It's lunchtime again. Brian's least favorite part of the day. Another 20 long minutes of kids talking and laughing with everyone else but him. "Brian!" He hears someone shout. "Hey, Brian! Over here!" Brian turns and sees Justin, waving him over. Emilio nods at Brian as he makes room for him at the table. Maybe, just maybe, Brian is not so invisible after all. We have come to the end of the story. Is it Brian's or Justin's kindness that brought about the change? Or maybe both? If you like reading with me, subscribe to my channel and share with your families and friends. See you again!